All right, we're back on the porch for another edition of Mike Finds Things, where I go out and find all sorts of cool records out in the wild, normally from either thrift stores or estate sales or occasional record lots. We are still trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so make sure you are subscribed. Leave some comments about some of these records, and make sure you like the video. This week, I'm going to go back. We're going to do some more of my old section of my record collection, since there wasn't really a whole lot going on estate sale-wise where I could find records, except for one sale, and I found only a couple records. So those will be coming up in an upcoming video. I don't know what I have to film. I don't know what estate sales I have to go to this week, since I have filming on the weekend again, as I do every weekend. And locally, there doesn't seem to be a lot of Thursday, Friday sales lately, so they seem to start on the weekends, which I generally cannot get to unless I can get to later in the day, if they go later into the afternoon, which most of them end about 2 or 3 o'clock. And by then, I'm still wrapping up filming one of my car show videos on my other channel, which is my name, Mike Frankovich. So there you go. So this week, we're going to go into more of the old section. These are records I bought most of, I'd say, late 80s through the 90s. And maybe a few have trickled into the collection in that section since then. They were in storage for many years when I had my scooter shop. In 2016, I broke out those records. After I got divorced, I bought some record shelves and set those up. So these are, a lot of these still have the price tags from thrift stores wherever I purchased them back in the 90s. And I want to reorganize everything and probably sell off stuff I have duplicates of eventually. So that's why I'm kind of going through them right now. All right, so we're going to start with the M's, or the L's, I should say. This is going to be L and M, since L and M both have a lot of records. Anytime anybody's ever cataloged records knows there's a lot of L and M artists. So like I said, this is a continuing series. If you want to go back see the previous letters, they're already up on the channel. Also, I accidentally put the Lakeside 12-inch single in the last video, which I guess got mixed in towards the end there. So we're going to start off with the L's. Cyndi Lauper, she's so unusual. So probably one I picked up along the way at a thrift store. Of course, Cyndi Lauper's always popular. My daughter loves Cyndi Lauper too. So we got that one. This is Girls Just Want to Have Fun. It's probably the biggest song everybody knows on this one. Time After Time, Money Changes Everything, She Bop, stuff like that. This one looks to be pretty minty, so that's probably why I bought that. I really don't know. A lot of these I bought so long ago, I don't remember buying them. But, man, we got a bunch from the same artist in the L's, which was an artist I was into when I was much younger. I still enjoy this artist's music, but so anytime I would find them, I would buy them, even if I had duplicates of it. It is Led Zeppelin, probably one of the biggest rock groups of all time. Of course, this is Zeppelin 1. The very first Led Zeppelin album. It's Atlantic. I'm guessing it's like a U.S. press. There you go. You can see the label. So you can. I did not go through and price these or figure out what pressing they are. Of course, this one, everybody knows Zeppelin 1. These are not in order, unfortunately, because the next one we have is the Houses of the Holy. I got that. See if we can pull this. This one has the gatefold, of course, and this one still has the original liner notes. Let's see what pressing it is. Most of these, I don't think I have anything other than U.S. pressings in Zeppelin. And I got Atlantic, New York address. So, U.S. pressing of Houses of the Holy. I'm not going to get into the pressings on these. That's another one you can go crazy. I've got yet another copy of Houses of the Holy. So, there's 2 copies of Houses of the Holy. Probably the Zeppelin album you find the most. This one's kind of neat because it has the hype sticker on the cellophane still. We got Zeppelin 4. Check out, if you've never seen the hype sticker, there's the hype sticker for Zeppelin 4. And it includes there you go. Includes this hit singles Black Dog and Rock and Roll. So maybe it's like a second or third press or something. But it's still in the cellophane for the most part, although, I mean, it has been opened. Zeppelin 4. Again, it's an Atlantic U.S. press. I think, like I said, I believe all my Zeppelins are U.S. press. I don't remember, but another copy of Zeppelin 4. This one I paid $1.50 for, apparently. So $1.50. And they knew it was Zeppelin because they put a sticker on it that said Led Zeppelin. This is the golden age of buying vinyl. And we can take a look at the gatefold because the other one had the cellophane, so the gatefold was unlookable. So it's actually supposed to go this way, but there you go. So Zeppelin 4. Oh, did I do this in the right order? I think I did. No, I did. Another copy of Houses of the Holy. Okay, we're just gonna breeze through the ones we've already seen. Another copy of Zeppelin 4. I was looking at an estate sale, and this other guy grabbed Zeppelin 4, and I didn't care. I'm like, you know how many copies that I have? I said, because I didn't know how many copies of that I had. Zeppelin 2. I believe I have a copy of Zeppelin 3 somewhere. I have to look. If it's not here, it got stolen. There you go, with the gatefold. U.S. Press, Atlantic Recording, New York. There you go, Zeppelin 2. You guys know the songs on that album. Because you want another copy of Zeppelin 4, there it is. And one of their later albums, we got Presents. This one was $3, apparently, at Aaron's at one point. I think I bought out some guy's collection because I didn't really shop at Aaron's but once or twice, so I don't. But there's a copy of Presents that sold at Aaron's at one point for $3. I guarantee you, at a record store now, this would be a lot more than $3. Here's one that has an Aaron's price tag for $1.98. Yep, In Through the Outdoor. There's like a dog or a wolf howling in the background. There you go. This one's actually got an AMI jukebox on it, similar to the one I have. This one's missing the inner sleeve. Is Atlantic Swan Song label. Missing the inner, so if I had liner notes, it's long gone. We got Physical Graffiti, the one where you can move the panels around with the different pictures. And people always take pictures. I guess the building still exists in New York City that they took this picture at, and people always post it as like a what do you call it? There you go. It's got all. Almost dropped the record there. But yeah, physical. I'm not taking this whole thing apart. It'll be the whole video. It says 5 on it, so someone paid. No, this one has a stamp from 1979, so I didn't buy that in 1979. But I probably got this at a yard sale or something, or thrift store. Led Zeppelin, Physical Graffiti. Because you wanted another copy of Zeppelin 2, I've got our copy of Zeppelin 2. This one's a little banged up. This one, the cardboard's coming apart on the. Does have the original Atlantic inner sleeve, but the actual jacket's falling apart. But Zeppelin 2. And, wow, we're out of the Zeppelins. I thought I had more Zeppelin than that. Some of them I got ripped off. I probably have other Zeppelins somewhere else, too, that I've purchased since then. Level 42, Standing in the Light. Some 80s new wave for you. On A&M Records U.S. Printed in the U.S. It has the hype sticker on it. This one is it's like an EP or something. Of course, usually the song everybody knows by them is Something About You. This one's not on there. So level 42. Okay, we're going to move these over a little bit. There's a lot of records in these stacks. That's why we're going through them so quick. This is one of those Clark records. I think I bought this guy Clark's records at one point, or at a yard sale or something. A picture of this, Huey Lewis and the News. It's with Working for a Living on it. Or so. About a few months ago, we had a Back to the Future soundtrack we found at a sale. We got one that looks like it was a radio station copy or something like that, or maybe a library. Yeah, it was a DJ copy because he's got the BPMs listed. It's Lips Inc., but it was supposed to be pronounced Lip Sync. Mouth to Mouth, all Funky Town. See, the guy put the BPMs on there. So Lip Sync with Funky Town. Won't you take me to on Casablanca? A lot of disco, and of course they did Kiss records on Casablanca. Here's one that was 99 cents. I didn't buy stuff there. I think I bought out some guy's collection or something. At least in the Cult Jam Spanish Fly. This is Lost in Emotion is probably the song everybody knows on this one. They're popular in LA. They still play that like lowrider shows and stuff. Best of Lobo. This one's a $1.35. So, of course, it's got me and you and a dog named Boo. Yeah, I'm not sure why I bought that, but okay. Best of Lobo. Sometimes back then I'd just buy stuff just because I'd heard of it, so, which was kind of weird. But Loggins and Messina, the best of. This one's got someone made notes on there, so I'm guessing from a radio station or DJ or something. The jacket's really, really bad at the bottom there. Probably not something that's really worth much, as it's the best of album. And Loggins and Messina stuff pops up pretty regularly. Here's one that's definitely not worth much. This one was $1. Actually, the price tag says $100. Clearly, I did not pay $100 for this record. Our price, $1. Trini Lopez, the Latin album. It's like a pretty common. You still find a lot of Trini Lopez. At least we do in Southern California. I actually saw him once. I didn't see him live. I saw him at a car auction in Palm Springs. They were auctioning off his Rolls Royce, and he was there. And it did not sell. So it was a Rolls Royce, I guess he bought back in the 60s or late 60s. Love and Rockets Express, which I did see Love and Rockets at Cruel World a couple of years ago at Pasadena. In fact, they just announced the lineup for Cruel yesterday. So I've got to buy tickets on Thursday, so I'll be much broker after Thursday. So it was $1.98 at Aaron's. This one's got All in My Mind, Ball of Confusion. Of course, it's got their version of Ball of Confusion, which was popular. Those are probably the ones everybody knows on this one. So Love and Rockets, so 80s New Wave. So I did see them live at Cruel. Loverboy, Get Lucky. This one pops up a lot. This one was only 50 cents. Working for the Weekends on this one. So Loverboy, Get Lucky. That one actually pops up a lot still because that was a big hit. They had hits back in the 80s. Here's one where two records are jammed into one, so I don't know what order this. One of these might not be in the right order. We got the Best of the Lovin' Spoonful. Oh, it has a full-color individual photo suitable for framing, according to the hype sticker. Looks like the photos are missing. This is the inner sleeve. It had like a double LP jacket, but I guess the extra photos would go in the little second inner. The ones were, there you go, Best of the Loving Spoonful. Guessing I bought it at a thrift store at some point. It's missing like I said, it's missing the inner sleeve. Probably some teenager owned it and threw that inner sleeve out. This one is Elena Lovich, New Toy. I think it's like an EP or something. So Elena Lovich, of course, New Toy was a new wave hit. Big locally. I don't know, I'm not gonna pull the record out. If you know, you know. I totally get why I bought that one. Here's another band I saw live, and they are on the bill for the 2025 Cruel World. I've seen them live twice, including back in June with my daughter. I had tickets for them during 2020, but you know why it got postponed and then later canceled, because it was 2020. Madness, The Rise and Fall. So some UK ska for you. I've always been a big Madness fan. I had the cassette when I was a kid. This one's got Our House on it. So whenever Tomorrow's Just Another Day, Primrose Hill, Madness. This one's got their version of Madness. Madness, you know, Prince Buster song. So there you go, Madness, The Rise and Fall LP. My kid is probably going to want that. I'm not giving it to her unless I have an extra copy, which I don't think I do. Madness, this one was 95 cents at whatever thrift store. It does have a notch for return. Keep Moving. This is, I believe, one of their later albums that didn't... this one's got Michael Caine on it. It's probably the one everybody knows on this one. Oh, and Wings of a Dove is on here, too. So Madness, Keep Moving. You don't see that one very often. I don't know why. Those are one of their later... Of course, they're still putting out music to this day. I'm saying later 80s is what I meant to say. Here's one, I don't know where this pressing, what country this is from. I don't see it's clearly a country where they speak Spanish because it's all in Spanish. I don't see a country listed on this one. But it is Madness al completo with 16 grandes éxitos. There you go. Madness. I've heard they were popular like in Mexico and like South America and Central America. I heard that like they would play One Step Beyond at the clubs. And I heard they're like when they do their tour, they actually get a lot of people coming out for them down there. From what I've heard, I don't see the country on this one. I don't see a country. It's definitely not a U.S. press though. But I did buy that. I remember buying that at a thrift store. More Madness. We got Our House, the extended dance version, 12-inch single. And it's got the Madhouse remix on the other side, 12-inch single. So that's the end of the Madness. Like I said, I'm going to get those tickets. I have to get those tickets or my daughter's going to kill me. But we go to Cruel World Festival at the Rose Bowl every year. And I correctly predicted, she says, what bands do you think will be playing? And I said, I don't know, I said, it'd be cool if they got New Order. I said, maybe Madness, because Madness did play a few festivals last time they were over here earlier this year. So I thought maybe they'll get Madness, and they did. So I'm happy to see Madness for a third time. Because last time I saw them in 2012, and then they didn't come back again until this year. So they didn't come back to the U.S. for 12 years. That's always a good time. Madonna, Like a Virgin. I don't have to tell you what this was. This one was at Aaron's for $2 at one point. I guarantee this would be more than $2 now. I realize they pressed a lot of copies of this. Obviously, Madonna had a huge fan base. Or still does. So I imagine that would be something they would want. Another copy of Like a Virgin. This one I paid 80 cents for it. Salvation Army. Way back when. There you go, Like a Virgin. Of course, that was huge back in the 80s. Something a little bit different. We got the Main Ingredient Suite. This one I paid actually has a Goodwill sticker for 95 cents. Back when Goodwill sold the records for 95 cents. Locally, they will go up to like, I've seen $8-9 for some of their records if they've heard of it. So it's got Everybody Plays the Fool. That's probably the one everybody knows. Yeah. Main Ingredient. Because something even more different. This is one that's probably like a $1 record to this day. The versatile Henry Mancini and his orchestra. I think I probably bought it because it's pretty minty, but I don't know. I can't speak to what I was thinking at the time, but yeah, Henry Mancini stuff pops up a lot, especially when you go to like sales where there's a lot of like easy listing type stuff and soundtracks. More Best of Mancini, Henry Mancini. There you go. I said the thrift store vinyl was so cheap. I mean, I remember some places were quarter, 50 cents for a record. It was so cheap back then. Uniquely Mancini. This one's like super minty too. This one is Dyna Groove. I think it's a mono pressing. Yeah, mono Dyna Groove RC Victor. Let's see. Are we getting to the point where? Oh man, what do we got here? More Henry Mancini, The Music of Hawaii. This one I see a lot. But it's very possible I got these from the same sale or something, and they just gave me a package deal. Happened a lot. Okay, we're out of the Mancinis. The Best of the Manhattan Transfer. Of course, has the Boy from New York City. They had a hit with, I don't remember what year it was, they had that hit with that. Of course, it was a cover, but it's probably... For me, that's like the one I always knew of theirs. All right, this is one my mother would have liked back in the day because she used to have the 8-track in the car. Nobody was allowed to touch it. Barry Manilow live. And yes, she did get to go see Barry Manilow with my sister. I didn't get to go see Barry Manilow. But Barry Manilow live. Check that out. There you go, with the Barry Manilow gatefold. I should just give it to my mother. She doesn't have a turntable, though. But she loved Barry Manilow. I think she still does. What else do we have? Another copy of Barry Manilow Live, just because. I'll put that there. Barry Manilow, this one's for you. I don't know why I have these. We're like, damn, why do you have all these Barry Manilow records? I really don't know. Oh, good, no more Barry Manilow. Thank God. Bob Marley and the Wailers, Uprising. There you go. Could You Be Loved, Redemption Song, stuff like that. Everybody, very popular Bob Marley album. Gotta have some reggae in there. Here's one I alphabetized as M because the artist was billed Martha and the Vandellas, not Martha Reeves. Dancing in the Street. This is a later this isn't like an early pressing. This is a Pickwick pressing of Dancing in the Street. Martha Reeves and Martha and the Vandellas, who I did get to see live, open for the Temptations in Las Vegas once. So I know I like to announce when I've seen these people live. So yeah, I did get to see Martha Reeves and open for the Temptations in Las Vegas. I believe it was at Caesars, if I remember correctly. Dean Martin's Greatest Hits, Volume 1. Gotta have some Rat Pack. Bring it back with some Rat Pack. Because you want more Dean Martin. Who doesn't? You can't love them all. Dean Martin. In fact, I used to be. We had a scooter club called the Hollywood Rat Pack back in the day. Welcome to My World, Dean Martin. These you can find all day long at thrift stores and estate sales to this day. Everybody Loves Somebody. Who do you think that is? Yep, it's Dean Martin. 80 cents at the at Salvation Army. Sticker still on it. It was in the bric-a-brac section apparently. Wow, because you wanted more Dean Martin. This time I'm swinging with the Nelson Riddle Orchestra. There you go. Swanky Dean Martin. Oh, good, we're out of Dean Martin. But it's an artist I've seen live. You won't believe this one. Johnny Mathis, Johnny's Greatest Hits. There you go. I saw him at Caesars in the showroom there. My mother's boyfriend back in the 90s and early 2000s was his agent. So I got to see him. I got to see Mr. Johnny Mathis. I did say I saw him live, and I had one where I found a Johnny Mathis 78. I think it was Wonderful, Wonderful or something like that. I mentioned that in a video a long time ago. Here's one, all-time great soul album. Curtis Mayfield, Superfly, first movie soundtrack. It's got the funky trick gatefold thing. You know the songs, Pusher Man, Freddy's Dead, of course Superfly. I love Curtis Mayfield. That's a killer one. I thought I had more copy. I bet you have another copy of that somewhere. There's no way I don't. Curtis Mayfield, Superfly. Moving right along, we got some sort of a 12-inch single of some kind. Oh, well, we know what this is. I paid $2 for it, apparently. Buffalo Gals, Malcolm McLaren. Remember when Malcolm McLaren? If you don't know, you know Malcolm McLaren, especially if you know punk rock and stuff like that, and the history. Buffalo Gals. Malcolm McLaren and the world's famous Supreme Team. Buffalo Gal, that's the scratch version on one side, and this one is the traditional square version of Buffalo Gals. And that video was like a staple on like early MTV. Malcolm McLaren, that's kind of an interesting one. And I have a different version of Malcolm McLaren 12-inch single, Buffalo Gals. There you go. And this one's got the Double Dutch, which also had its own video, as the B-side. So, Malcolm McLaren. So it's kind of like early hip-hop, but a guy who's probably known more for producing punk bands and things like that, such as Sex Pistols. But Malcolm McLaren. Okay, we got two 12-inch singles. Here's something way different. 99 cents. I don't remember buying these at Aaron, but it was 99 cents at Aaron's. Don McLean, American Pie. This one pops up super regularly to this day. Obviously a massive hit. Basically it's about the first 10 years of rock and roll. I'm sure you guys know what it's about. And because it was mixed in the wrong place, we got Johnny Mathis' Greatest Hits. There you go, more Johnny Mathis. Just because I saw him live back in the 90s, I guess. It was probably the early 2000s. Okay, we were out of order. We got another copy of American Pie. This one's got most of the cellophane hanging off of it. I'm not going to get into pressings of this. I'm sure they pressed a billion copies. And I can't. The price tag doesn't have any printing on it anymore, so I can't tell you what I paid for it, which is probably a good thing. Here's one. We all know this artist. My daughter's favorite movie is Rocky Horror Picture Show, which I did show her for Halloween a couple of years ago. And I did give her the movie soundtrack that I had on vinyl. In fact, I was holding it up, and then she just snagged it out of my hands. That's what happened. Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell. There you go. Of course, this has Paradise by the Dashboard Light. I love Meatloaf. Okay, we found this album in last week's video, I believe. A really minty copy. I think I did mention in that video I used to find it a lot locally at the thrifts, especially in the late 80s, early 90s. And we're just going to breeze through these because I'm sure there's a bunch of copies of this. Men at Work, Business as Usual. You know, it's got Who Can It Be Now, Down Under, stuff like that on there. So you got one copy of Business as Usual, 2 copies of Business as Usual, 3 copies of Business as Usual. You want any more Business as Usual? Well, we're Business of Usual here at Business of Usual. And yet another copy. I don't know how many, was that like 6 or 7 copies? Plus I have the copy I had in last week's video. That's different. And because you wanted a different Men at Work album, we have Cargo. Most of the cellophane hanging off. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Jive, Overkills on this one. It's a Mistake. It's a mistake that I have so many copies of Business as Usual, but there it is anyway. All right, we're out of, we had one copy of Cargo after all that Business as Usual. Here's a promotional copy of Men Without Hats, so another men group, Rhythm of Youth. Of course, this one has the safety dance. You can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind. I forgot to mention, I did see Colin Hay live many years ago from Men at Work. Here's a group I did see live, and I bought this one new. This was like the first album of theirs where people were like, huh? And it's a little controversial. Metallica, Load. Yes, I did see them. I saw them during the Black Album tour when I did see them with a friend of mine back in high school. This one's got a gatefold. We got a Metallica LP. So I did buy that new because I remember I was like, oh, I'll buy it on vinyl. It was available on vinyl. That was when they started coming back and putting out new albums on vinyl again. Here's something completely different from Metallica. This one apparently sold at Aaron's for $1.98. It is George Michael with I Want Your Sex. There you go, which has, of course, the hit I Want Your Sex. George Michael. All right, so we're out of the George Michael section, which was one record. Here's another new wave classic, Midnight Oil, Diesel and Dust. Of course, this one has Beds Are Burning on it. The Dead Hearts on this one. What else is on there? You can't even read the dang titles of the songs. It does, yep. So it's Midnight Oil, Diesel and Dust. Okay, we're going to move on to the next one. We got looks like an EP 12-inch or something. Beds Are Burning. Oh, it's a bunch of different versions of Beds Are Burning. And the other side has 2 versions of The Dead Heart on Columbia. So I probably picked that up somewhere along the way. Something completely different from what we just, last 2 artists. Roger Miller, Golden Hits. This is like a 10-cent record to this day. like you know, these I'd say like you find this at a lot of estate sales and thrift stores. Another one, we had a Steve Miller record in the last video for stuff I found. This one is Book of Dreams. So we got this one I bought years ago. Jet Airliner, Swingtown, Jungle Love, stuff like that. Steve Miller Band. I found a copy of this one in the last video, so I already had a copy. Oops. Fly Like an Eagle, Steve Miller Band, which, as you know, it's got Take the Money and Run. I realized in the last one I didn't look through it because it's hard to read the darn titles. I gotta take my glasses off. Fly Like an Eagle, everybody knows. Take the Money and Run. Rockin' Me, stuff like that. So stuff you guys all know from the Steve Miller Band. If I take my glasses off and hold it in front of my face like they did the printing. Whoever came up with that design with the printing did do a good job. Mike and the Mechanics. All I Need Is a Miracle is probably the one everybody knows on this one. For Mike and the Mechanics. All right, next one. Funk brand out of San Pedro. This one was 95 cents at Goodwill. I guarantee you this would not be anywhere near 95 cents these days, especially if you bought it at a record store. It's in really nice shape. Minutemen with the Politics of Time on SST. And I have seen Mike Watt, I don't know how many times. When I was younger, me and my friends used to because he used to put out that sheet where he would tell you, I think he does it online now, and he plays in so many different side projects and things. Mike Watt, amazing bassist. So we used to go see Mike Watt live quite a bit back in the early 90s. He kind of got to know us. In fact, when I saw Pearl Jam live, he was backstage, and we could see backstage from where we were seating at the Forum, and we keep yelling for him, and he really sees us, and he's like, oh, hey. So he always remembered me and my friends, which is kind of cool. Missing Persons, mini LP, 4 songs. I guess I paid $1.99. This one's got Destination Unknown and Mental Hopscotch are probably the 2 really well-known songs on this one from Missing Persons. Missing Persons Spring Session M. This one was $2 at Aaron's. Very popular. This one's got Walking in L.A., Destination Unknown, stuff like that on it. Another copy of the same record. They're popular here. And then another one of those EPs. There's Spring Session M. These used to pop up. This one I paid 50 cents for. That record used to pop up a lot locally. They were very popular. Yet another copy. Got a lot of copies of Missing Persons. I guess they're not missing anymore. I found them all. There you go. Modern English, I Melt With You. This is like a 12-inch single. Probably one of the best-known new wave songs of the early 80s. Of course, used in the film Valley Girl, if you remember that one. I Melt With You. Made a girl cry. I sang I Melt With You to her. And then she says, I used to always tell my friend growing up, I'm going to marry the man who sings that song to me. And I was like, we didn't get married, though. Long story short, yeah, it didn't turn out well. But I did not marry her. But, she said, I'm going to marry the man that would sing that song to me. So, which I didn't know. But I sung the song to her because it was on the radio or something. And I knew all the lyrics because everyone knows all the lyrics to I Melt With You. We got After the Snow, which has I Melt With You. It's like forever, like the one song they will be known for. I Melt With You. Eddie Money. This one was 29 cents. Hey. Got 2 tickets to Paradise on this one. Oh, Baby Hold On's on this one too. For Eddie Money. Here's one. This might be the copy that belonged to my stepfather's first wife. I don't know. I think it is. It is the Moody Blues. I've got other copies of this too that I've bought since, but I think this is the one that was my stepfather gave me his ex-wife's records, and there's I talk about there was like mono Beatles, like Sgt. Pepper's and Magical Mystery in there, but there was a stereo copy, which apparently I believe the mono copy of this goes for like good money. Days of Futures Past, the Moody Blues. You know this record. You probably have it. It's got like Nights in White Satin, Tuesday Afternoon, all that stuff like that on there. You know dang well this is a good record. If you don't own this record, get this record. Or if you see it out in the wild, it's a killer record, especially if you like the Moody Blues. So we're going to keep going. The Motels, they played Cruel World one of the years. I can't remember which year. There you go, the Motels. So they play a lot locally too here in LA. So you can see them. Motels, All For One. And because you wanted a copy that has mold, here's one. I'm not going to show the mold. It's pretty bad. The back's got like mold on it. I'm going to put that off to the side because we don't want to file that one away again. The back of the record's really moldy. Here's another artist that will be playing Cruel World. I swear this is not an ad for Cruel World 2025, but Alison Moyet, Alf album, not the TV show and the alien thing. Alf. This one with Love Resurrection on it. That's the one everybody knows on this one. But yes, Alison Moyet will be playing Cruel World, and hopefully we'll be doing some Yaz stuff. Somebody I know has seen Alison Moyet live and says yes, she does. She does Yaz stuff. So I'll be sure to make sure. I'm hoping the scheduling there isn't too much overlap. One of the bands is OMD, which I have tickets for at the Greek in June. So I told my daughter if there's anything overlapping. Oh, and Devo is one of the bands this year again. So I have to watch all of Devo's set just because I'm a huge Devo fan. So I said if there's any overlap problems and it's overlapping with OMD, we'll go to whatever the other band is since we already have OMD tickets. So that's kind of how I'm going to do that one. Here's a 12-inch club single of Musical Youth, and no, it's not Pass the Dutchie. I do have a 45 copy of Pass the Dutchie in the one of my jukeboxes, because every once in a while you want to put Pass the Dutchie on the jukebox. Let's face it, She's Trouble, 12-inch club single, promotional, not for sale. I don't think this one went. I think in the U.S. the only thing they ever went anywhere for them was Pass the Dutchie. So that's the L's and the M's of my record collection. Hopefully stuff will get found this week on Mike Finds Things, and we can bring you more records. But at least we got a couple more letters out of the way. I realize these aren't the most popular videos of mine, but it keeps the channel going so I can get a video up every Monday. So that's what I have for you this week. So make sure you leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. We'll probably get to some more letters on a week that I don't have anything else that I found, and all that good stuff. And until next time, I'll be seeing you.